Leelamoy Prabhu. And Leelamoy Prabhu right here in Vilagovinda Ashram in the Prasadam hall. Let's see if anyone joins him. Anybody is with you? Not yet. Okay. Anyhow, there may be some. We made an invitation last night to join in person. All right, dear devotees here present, let us start our program with mini Vandanam, as we do. It is full Vandanam, but in a short way. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatan Vitang Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangscha. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Goratvije Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Shri Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So welcome to you all. And Paramanand is in his flat, I do believe, on the top of the hill in Fukuoka in Japan. Is correct? It's your flat at the top of the hill. Yes, it looks familiar. And if you want to find where he lives in Fukuoka, it's the highest hill, the top and most residence in all of Fukuoka. So if you want to go from the main town, then just keep on going uphill until you come to his home. So that's why he's so fit. All right, dear devotees. So welcome. We're on our back to basics and continuing happily with what we have to do every day. That is to understand that we are tiny. We are in need of grace from above, and the very basis of our life is we want to follow the direction given by our masters so that we can please them by showing ourselves to be genuine students. And Srila Guru Maharaj, he is that perfect example in relationship to Guru Maharaj, in relation to Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj is the perfect example of that relationship with Srila Guru Maharaj. And so here we are in the world where we've got these perfect examples, not by practice or by becoming that, but by their very nature. They are Sharanagatas to their masters, doing what they want and not independently acting. This was Guru Maharaj's nature, this was Gurudev's nature, and this we must all learn from and try our best to follow. Hare Krishna. So with this whole emphasis on humility, why humble? Because we are tiny. We are a tiny speck within a mustard seed of many universes, a tiny hole within that mustard seed. We're a speck within there. And there are so many universes and bigger mustard seeds than we are in, bigger universes than we are within. And we are one tiny speck. Even if we think planet Earth is the only place where there is civilized life, then if we take that perspective, just look out of the airplane, look out of the window of an airplane next time you fly. and just look down to the ground and see how tiny we all are. So we are in need of grace from the big world, grace from the free world. And so we are tiny. It's not a case of trying to pretend that we are small, humble, in need of grace. It is the fact that we are small, humble, and in need of grace. And that grace is coming to us through the directions of our masters. And masters means spiritual masters. Otherwise, in the world, we can get an apartment, we can get a house, we can get a block of flats, we can get a village, we can get a town, we can get a country, we can get the whole planet, but still it's tiny. So our position in the world is that by our own effort, we may get some sort of achievement in life, but by the grace of the residents of the upper world, we can be taken to the best achievement of all life, back home, back to Godhead. Anyway, recently, well, always, but recently we've been thinking of this example of our masters and how they really have given us the opportunity to see practical devotional life in the modern age. And yesterday we were discussing, or I was discussing with the devotees about the importance of the modern Shastra, what has come from Guru Maharaj and what's come from Srila Gurudev. This is the practical Shastra, the practical scripture, the Vedas, for this age and the time to come, because it directly dealing with the giving direction and dealing with the Kali Yuga residents. Even 500 years ago, when we see the standard of Mahaprabhu and the standard of his associates, the devotees, we can think that that is impossible to achieve in general. But here we are, we're in the present age, and Guru Maharaj and Gurudev have given us, and Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, Gurudev, and Srila Prabhupada, of course, have given us Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has given us the practical Krishna consciousness for this age. And so we are not to take, like the scriptures, we've had devotees, sitting cross-legged and pointing their eyes to the tip of the nose and loudly calling Om, Om, Om. Okay, there in some places it is given some advice like this. But for us in the modern age, we are not able to do that. We didn't hear also, we're not able to do that with focus. It's not the process that's been given to us. When that's described by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, he's giving some stages, how people are attracted in this way, that way, this way, that way, to try to get the mind out of the material world and get it somewhat focused to the higher plane. But finally, Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, just surrender unto me. And how is that surrender? We need to come to the spiritual master. We need to come with those who have got that treasure within their heart, with humility, with surrender, with relevant inquiry, and with seva. So that link, that arrangement has been made by the Lord, and the Lord has sent Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Gurudev, by his arrangement to the world for a perfect example. So search for Sri Krishna, Reality the Beautiful. This book, from the very beginning, we've said it many times, but from the very beginning of the book, surely it'll wake up somebody's desire to want to know what is the goal of life, want to know how to find the joyful world where we should exist. And then in a search for Sri Krishna immediately is coming to Krishna consciousness. And in search for Sri Krishna is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his devotees, the holy name, and the necessity for us to search. So we are meeting people last weekend, then we were at the Orient Day conference and festival here in Italy, and they were, and from our side, very successful in distributing books, meeting with people, preaching, and a 3-day program with a stall. And the devotees, one devotee yesterday, he said, "Oh, I feel like I've pleased somebody because I'm feeling, I think I've pleased a Vaishnava because I've been feeling so like internally joyful these last few days since that weekend." And I thought that was a very nice expression, that they think they've pleased a Vaishnava somewhere. So Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, they've shown us how to please the spiritual master, how to draw the grace of the spiritual teachers, those who are carrying the current of Mahaprabhu and Srila Saraswati Thakur. So always we're reminding ourselves our great necessity for the grace of the Vaishnavas. And we are in need, we are small, we do need, even though our ego says we don't, we do need guidance from above, and we do need to follow that guidance. And so here we're on back to basics, always trying to stress the things that Gurudev would stress and Guru Maharaj would stress. The holy name, to be humble, to be tolerant. That the world we are in, the environment, is a result of our own activities. We can't complain. Somehow we've earned the environment we are in, good, bad, or ugly, but we've earned the environment. We're here for a reason. So we can't quarrel with the environment. We must accept, oh, I'm in this situation because of me, because of my own willing, feeling, thinking, and activities in the past. So to be tolerant to the environment and to know that, okay, I'm in this position of birth, death, old age, and disease, and everything that goes with it day by day. And so to tolerate that, to give honor to everyone, because everyone is a spark of Krishna's energy. And maybe fools and rascals, as Srila Prabhupada would often say, right now, but that's the covering, to be killing animals and doing all sorts of things, paying others to kill animals, eating meat, and, okay, fools and rascals, forgetful of the Lord, without compassion. But we must give honor to who is inside, and to know that underneath the coverings of whatever may be there, there is that pure spark of devotion. Ultimately, when everything is removed from the covering, removed from the soul, what is left is a devotee. And so we must carefully navigate the world with humility, with tolerance, giving honor, and not wanting honor for oneself. And I was reading yesterday from Srila Guru Maharaj. Actually, I was reading the day before, but it feels like yesterday, from Srila Guru Maharaj. And Srila Guru Maharaj, I'd have to find the place. But it was the transcript. Actually, it was a translation. And Srila Guru Maharaj saying how honor is like pig stool. And he's using that expression, not just stool, poop, what goes into the toilet, that messy, smelly stuff. But not just that, but pig stool, which, I think out of stool, pigs in the gradation of stool. Cow stool is at the best. And now, we understand that pig stool is probably the worst. So anyway, in the gradation of stool, then, name and fame and being the recipient of honor, that honor is like pig stool in this world. So when Guru Maharaj is saying this, and I know there's some quotation from the scripture which is giving this too, and maybe Seva Rupa, if she's with us, maybe Seva Rupa could find that quote. But so not wanting honor for oneself, why we will purposely go into the arena of pig stool. We want to stay clean. And so we see Mahaprabhu, the perfect teacher, Mahaprabhu, Krishna himself, in one aspect, coming to show what is pure devotional service. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whenever he's given honor, he's passing that on. He's saying, oh, it's not me. It is this person, this person, this person. When Venkatabhata, when Vallabha Bhatta came to Mahaprabhu, then he comes to Mahaprabhu and praising him. But Mahaprabhu saying, no, if you are seeing these qualities, then who has these qualities that you're describing? Swarup Damodar has taught me this, Ramananda Roy has taught me this one has taught me this one has taught me this. And so Mahaprabhu, he's giving honor to others, but not saying, yes, I am this, I am that. And then Vallabha Bhatta, after hearing that, then he's eager to meet those devotees that Mahaprabhu has been describing. And he goes in search of them. Mahaprabhu, well, he's eager to meet them. And then Mahaprabhu said, well, they're all here in Puri. Come, we'll take prasadam. And then the next day, and one by one, he comes to meet with all of those devotees that Mahaprabhu had mentioned. And he was very happy. Hare Krishna. And to Mathura Basini, to Divya Shakti, to Madhava Prabhu on Facebook, and to others on Facebook who I'm not able to see. My obeisances to you as well as those here on the Zoom. So we're also here on the Facebook and in the recorded version. Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, and in the chat box, Seva Rupa, Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Sundara. Oh, first of all. Oh, okay, so there's a message here for our controller of the Zoom. So Arati means Gangalila Devirasi. Yes, our obeisances and appreciate your happy icons that you put there. And Chintamani, the phone number, this is for Leela Moiprabhu, I think he's managed already, who just spread the glories of Srila Gurudev in Bhakti Fest in Southern California with his set on the mains, joined along with many aspiring Vaishnavas such as Narayani Nadia and Vaidehi, Kalindi's daughter. Okay, wonderful. If you're there with us, we're very happy to know that you're both there. Vaidehi, we're also often remembering you, and we're very happy to hear and of your talks and sharing at the festival, the Govinda Mela, recently in California. So wishing well. And Seva Rupa Devrasi, she's given us from affectionate guidance, excerpts from letters. So this is Srila Gurudev. Srila Gurudev saying, what do we want? We don't want anything mundane, like wealth, women, and fame. Our greatest enemy is fame. Therefore, Srila Saraswati Thakur said it was comparable with pig's stool. Perhaps for the time being, they can't leave the habit, but why should my friends eat that pig stool 24 hours daily? If we have no sincerity in our practicing life, we cannot get the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. Anyway, with full affection and humility, you must tell my friends that this is our healthy principle. Healthy principle, don't eat pig stool. Jai. All right, so dear ones, and to Jayadev Prabhu, I mean also including, dear ones including Jayadev Prabhu, and team at the Bhakti Fest, do your best. Do your best. Hare Krishna. Govinda, Govinda, Gopala, Gopala. Yes, Braja Sundari. Are you in Govardhan?
Dandavat, Dandavat. Yes, Maharaj, I am not simply in Govardhan. I want to show you where I am now.
Manasi Ganga.
No, it's
Radhakund.
Radhakunda. Yes,
If you
Radhakunda.
turn your phone sideways, we'll be able to see it like a television screen. Ah, much better. So this is Radhakund looking towards Shyamakund. Well, well, well. And Zoom does a very good job at blocking out all the other sounds. I'm sure there are holy sounds there, but we can't hear them. Jai Shri Radhakund ki jai, Jai Shri Shyamakund ki jai. And
Jai, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you for that touch. And anyway, I heard that everybody got a bit sick back in India, there in India on the pilgrimage, but we can see you're getting better. You're walking around, so good news.
Yes, yes, we are better. And when we came in the beginning to the place Chalekhar Mahadev near Manasiganga, Kanalal Prabhu brought us to Mahadev near Manasaganga.
Oh.
Then we went.
Yeah, a Chakrateta. Yes.
Yes, yes. And then when we came to Uddhava Kunda today, I became very happy. And when we came here, I became even more happy.
Okay, wonderful. So tread very carefully. You're in the highest place, and it is a place where we come to. And as Srila Guru Maharaj said, we have to learn to walk on our heads. So with every step, go there carefully. And I hope that you first went, or if you haven't yet been, please, generally we will very first go to Raghunath Das Goswami's Samadhi there and give obeisances and ask his permission that we can give honor to Radhakund and Shyamakund, and that we can do parikrama of these two kunds.
Thank you.
And very intense. When we go on parikrama there is one book called Color Guide to Vrindavan, which is all about the holy places in Vrindavan, the places that are still visible that we can see. And then there's a whole book about, another book about Govardhan and the parikrama of Govardhan Hill. And then there is one book, another book, only about Radhakund and Shyamakund, that area at the end of Govardhan Hill, beside Govardhan Hill. Oh, yes, that's the Govardhan Hill book, the color guide to Govardhan Hill. And there is another color guide. It's got a blue cover, and it is the color guide to Radhakund, perhaps, or Radhakund and Shyamakund. Because, so I mention that because every step, everywhere there is something extremely holy. And if only we could see through the, beyond what we see on the surface, then we'll see that there are all kinds of beautiful groves and bridges and made of different materials, emeralds, some section made of emeralds, some section made of perhaps diamonds. Hare Krishna.
Jai, Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Govinda, Govinda. And, oh yes. Okay, one or two devotees do need replies. Please excuse me. We've been completely in another world and we'll try to catch up as soon as possible. So please do excuse. You are not neglected. Kindly excuse. And a reminder. Today's Srila Bhakti Nirmala Acharya Maharaj's Vyasa Puja. It's his appearance day today. And so in his remembrance, then so many things we can say, and his example. I was thinking of his example just 2 or 3 days ago, of really in the development of the mat, in the looking after all the managerial sides of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, which covers a lot of ground, means a lot of ground on the ground, but covers so many different departments of taking care of, the temple, the devotees, the maintenance, the running of the temple. Then he made the development of Govinda Kund, the buildings for the devotees. And at the same time, he is managing the rice fields and the cultivation and the preaching throughout Bengal, the collection, the festivals, all of these things in the charge, in the care of one person. And really he had dynamic energy and fully absorbed in all of these activities. An example that if we have responsible service, then really the whole of our life is engaged from dawn from morning till night and throughout the night in solving all of the challenges in such a way. And really very dynamic and infectiously dynamic in his seva and continuous activity, and with just one pointed attention that everything that he's going to do, it's going to be done, not going in half-heartedly. And how he managed everything. He didn't drive himself also, so he had no drivers. It's India where you can have drivers, and he would somehow or another get around by public transport. He would take the local buses. He would go here and there, and he was not a taxi person, call up a taxi, but he would go on the buses and the trains. And to Bamunpara also, which is not on the main kind of route to get to Bamunpara, but he would go by bus, and he would look after there the construction, secret construction. Hare Krishna. Anyway, many things. And Seva Rupa saying all the devotees of Sri, oh well, so is this Gurudev continuing?
Pranams Maharaj. Dhanavad devotees, I'm not sure if this is the one you're looking for, Gurudev, because it's from celebrating Sri Gaur Punim on the 16th of March, 2014 by Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj.
Would you like to read it for us kindly? Everyone's been hearing my voice a lot.
Okay, I can try. All the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat are also always teaching me.
So remember, remember everyone, this is Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Maharaj. So very humbly, he's expressing again this humility. Yes, please excuse. I just wanted to reinforce it so everyone knows who they're hearing from. Yes.
All the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat are also always teaching me. What do they teach me? Humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others. Humility must be practiced, no doubt, but tolerance is extremely necessary. And giving honor to others is Vaishnava religion. A Vaishnava never digests honor. A Vaishnava always offers any honor that comes to them, to their guru. Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur said wealth is for Narayan, women are for Krishna, and pratiṣṭhā is for Gurudev. Tomāra pratiṣṭhā, śūkarera biṣṭhā. If you try to digest honor for yourself, it will be like eating the stew of a pig. Ashakti rahita sambandha, sahita vishaya samuha sakali, Madhava. Without attachment, you must always connect everything with the Lord. That is our procedure. Jai Gurudev.
Beautiful. Yeah, this is Srila Gurudev. And that, yes, it's that Tomāra pratiṣṭhā śūkarera biṣṭhā. These are the words that I was searching for. So there, Gurudev quoting that. And if you, it's not just pig stew, but eating pig stew, which is another thing. So, oh, I see. So this was taken from celebrating Shri. Yes, I see. You put that afterwards, yes. Now, on the 16th of March. 2014. Well, I don't think Srila Gurudev was directly that, but it was published on that date. It must have been published on that date. Okay, got it. Because Srila Gurudev did disappear from this world in 2010, as we are being continually reminded. Hare Krishna. Paramananda Prabhu, you're there overlooking the whole of the town of Fukuoka. Give us a little perspective on back to basics. Humbly asking today.
I'm quite empty-headed, Maharaj.
That's a good quality. Making ourselves fully empty so Krishna can communicate through us.
It was very nice to see Brajasundar on pilgrimage in the Holy of the Holiest. And that reminded a beautiful verse placed by Srila Govinda Maharaj. One of the verses placed by him in our Govardhan temple for everyone to chant and to remember. And then Raghunath Das Goswami is saying how Govardhan playfully embraces his dearmost friend, Radha Kund, who is very dear to Krishna and to Radha. And from a distance, with humility, observing intimate pastimes of the divine couple. So even there, it is so beautifully expressed. And we know that everything in the holy Dham and the spiritual world has a personality. Haridayatama purvam radhika kundamatma priyasahayiha kanta narmalingiya gupta tavanava yuga kelas sattapasham rahome nijanikata nivasam dehi govardhanatam. So that is the verse. And it came to my mind that we have these books, the guides printed by different devotees. And they're helpful, no doubt about it. And I did my share of touring, and I repeat it again, not going on pilgrimage, but touring the tirthas and holy places without any understanding, without proper guidance, and actually using one of those books. And like I said, it's supplementary. I mean, it is good to have one. But when you're set on pilgrimage, what is of utmost importance is to find a proper guide, and with folded hands and bowed head to the books, I have to say, they are not enough. we must go to these places in the company of the Vaishnava, because even if we have these books and we read the stories from the books, we are not able to understand that. We still have to hear it or read it in the company of the qualified Vaishnava. Otherwise, the effect will be the opposite. Us committing the dharma parat and getting not the benefit, but quite the opposite of that. So, and I know that everybody knows about it, but just, it came to my mind that guidebooks are wonderful, but they're secondary. So Vaishnava is always number one. Vaishnava guide. Then you can maybe feel something. Depends on how qualified you are and how qualified and how well you understand how to behave and be in the association of the Vaishnava. That's also important. Wherever you go, whatever you do, and wherever you are. Srila Govinda Maharaj is asking that question in one of his talks. Are you qualified to be in a company of the sadhu, Vaishnava? That's a good question to ask yourself. And then a normal question will be, what does it mean? What should I do? And how should I behave? It's all covered by Srila Guru, by everybody, by Srila Guru Maharaj, of course, by Srila Gurudev, by Srila Prabhupada, by all our Guru Varga. It is there in Vaishnava etiquette and understanding the position of the Vaishnavas, understanding the position of the Seva, understanding the position of the temple, deities, Dham, etc., the holy name, etc., etc., etc. So just one thing to remember. That's why when devotees are asking, oh, when are we going to India, when we're going to India? Personally, I have not much attraction for India as a place. But I do have certain attraction for the holy places. But without the presence of a Vaishnava, I will not go there. Unless it is direct seva, unless I'm ordered to go there to perform some seva. And that's my realization. And sometimes for business have to go, there's no doubt about it. But if I go there for that purpose, I want to get out as soon as possible. So we have to be very conscious about that and not to decide things whimsically. Oh, I'm going here, I'm going there, I'm going to that theater, this theater, and that theater. I wash. Was it Guru Maharaj who said that? Or I exercise, whatever, something he said.
I exercise was Guru Maharaj.
I exercise, here you go.
Yeah, yeah. And Srila Gurudev used the expression of I wash in another way a little bit, but yes, but I exercise.
Yeah, so I exercise. And of course, the legs exercise too. And the whole body exercise. Everybody, every time we go there, somebody gets sick. Not a single time I went to the pilgrimage, I didn't get sick. So there's a lot of pressure and lots of challenges on the way. But when you're on with the devotees, it's all passes away nicely. It's like cleansing. And I added so many times, I remember, in the company of Maharaj, by the way, by his grace, getting well very soon. Mystically so. I thought I'm going to die. I was like on my way and I'm thinking, okay, at least I'm going in the right direction because he is ordering me to go. And I was absolutely disabled, invalid, Maharaj. But you ordered and I went and I really got well. So it's all possible. There's a special grace in those places. But again, that grace can only be perceived and received through the Vaishnava. Everything is revolving around that. So we're not going there to tour the places. We're going there to serve the Dham. And that have to be very clearly understood and embedded in our consciousness. It is not for our enjoyment. It is for Krishna's enjoyment. Only, not for us to go and have fun, or not for us to go and feel good, and not for us to go and just do the eye exercise. We can go to Taj Mahal for that, or some other places. Anyway, I'm being a little bit too heavy on that subject, but I'm just seeing too many things going on all the time. And despite Srila Govinda Maharaj, despite Guru Maharaj, despite all our Guru Varga warning us against that, like, it still is happening. So it's better to be conscious about those things. And something else I wanted to say, Maharaj, but I did forget what I was going to say.
But your description also transports me to Govardhan from the time, like with Gurudev being in Govardhan, going with Gurudev to Manasi Ganga, and Gurudev like describing his experience, I mean, his pilgrimage of not only Vrindavan and Govardhan, but they did an extensive pilgrimage with Guru Maharaj the same year that he eternally joined to Guru Maharaj. They went on the Kartik pilgrimage that year, and Gurudev like describing so sweetly about their life and how Guru Maharaj would send Gurudev to do madhukari, and they lived on their begging. They weren't going to the hotel, the restaurant like this. They lived as is described in the scripture. They are doing madhukari, means taking a little bit from different, begging a little bit from each house, and doing maintaining themselves and doing the parikrama. And Gurudev's like very happy description.
And madhukari is a nice word. If I'm not mistaken, it's collecting nectar, collecting madhu.
Madhu.
That's what this, yes. Because they're taking it as a grace of the Lord, a prasadam of the Lord. So we can say, some people say, I just went to the Holy Dham, I just went to Vrindavan. We can say we went to Holy Dham only if we went there in a proper company. Then you can say, yes, I was in Govardhan because Govinda Maharaj was there. Some other Vaishnavas who were qualified were there. And I was in their company. I can say, yes, I went on pilgrimage to the Holy Dham. Otherwise, I can hardly say so, but I'm speaking for myself. And so many times I would actually avoid doing that, even though I was very near. And that came by the grace. I wasn't doing it before, but since I met Srila Govinda Maharaj, he made it very clear to me that he wasn't very pleased with people like just going randomly to different holy places and touring them. And for that reason, he would always ask me where I'm going. And I was wondering, why is he taking this personal interest in where I'm going next in India? And then he would ask me to clarify my purpose of going there clearly. And he was really paying attention. And then he just came to me. This is the reason, that's why he's asking. But again, by his grace, it's all happened. And yes, Maharaj, many happy moments there. And many happy moments there with you, who is carrying that service.
Hare
after
Krishna.
Guru Maharaj, after Gurudev, and of course all the Vaishnavas.
Trying, hoping, but actually hoping to share, because we cannot deny that time being with Gurudev's just graciousness everywhere, every time, his nature. We want everyone to know that. It's not a matter of learning, all the technical names for different departments of spiritual life, and learning so many things, to have the knowledge to know about the land upstairs, but to actually have by heart. And when you were describing just now about how the book is not sufficient, we need the Vaishnava, then also I was thinking about Srila Gurudev and how it is that by heart they're letting us know about the places. By heart they're telling us things. It is a heart transmission. And the book can give something, no doubt, as we know the scripture. After all, we are reading the scripture. But the heart side of Gurudev, that is essential, and not just having a camera with a very high resolution photograph so we can photograph a place and say, oh, this is the place. Because however many megapixels, or what's after mega? Tetra pixels, or however many infinite number of pixels of a camera, then we can't see through the covering. And so it is by heart that we can feel what is underneath. And Gurudev was a heart giver. And he gave that example about Navadip, of putting his hand above the table, the wooden table, and said, in the Dham, we can feel something by the grace of Guru. We can feel something, that something is there. Just like if I put my hand above the table and there's a fire underneath, then I can feel evidence, I can feel some warmth come from that fire. So the Dham is like this. There is something very special happening. And if we're fortunate by the grace of Vaishnava and Guru, then we can feel something of that heat, the special transcendental energy, the transcendental pastimes that are taking place. But it's from Gurudev that we're getting to have these descriptions, and again, using words and language to describe a feeling. And you can describe Sandesh. Interestingly, yesterday, then we noted, or somebody else noted, that Ganesh is carrying Sandesh. Ganesh is famous, the murti of Ganesh. He's got Sandesh in his hand. But also Balagopal, Balakrishna, young Krishna, he has got Sandesh in his hand. So anyhow, you can write a book or describe in many poetic verses and many things about Sandesh. But at some stage or another, you're going to have to taste it yourself to know what is Sandesh. Just to read in a book, then okay, very wonderful. But we also, for the kind of Sandesh, the kind of description that Srila Gurudev is giving, that the scriptures are giving also, and Gurudev is giving scriptures, as we touched on a little earlier, then we need to have the healthy tongue to taste that Sandesh. Otherwise, we will also think, oh, it is a bitter thing. If we have jaundice, we will think Sandesh is bitter. But anyway, about the Dham, Srila Gurudev is like heartily sharing. And then still it comes to this point of pleasing Guru and Gauranga, pleasing the Vaishnavas, and this way to make our life within the channel of their direction.
Well, just to remind that a perfect example of doing parikrama is given in Navadip Mahatmya by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, of course, who is observing the parikrama led by Nityananda and followed by Jiva Goswami. And that is a perfect example. I mean, you could have gone to Navadvip town and asked people around where the places are. But here's the perfect sequence. He is approaching Nityananda. And who is Nityananda? The Adi Guru, the Vaishnav, the servitor. And he is taking this aspiring devotee to those places. And while they are there, they're not just seeing a house, a garden, a grass, a people, but they're actually witnessing the pastimes of Mahaprabhu that are eternal. So you could see that right in front of him by the grace of Nityananda Prabhu. And really, that's just a perfect example, and we should always come back to that. That's how we proceed with parikramas.
And Srila Guru Maharaj took Srila Gurudev as Gurudev says, a young boy. He was a young boy. He was 17 years old. And Guru Maharaj taking 17-year-old Gurudev, like under his wing, as it were, and taking on the Vrindavan Dham Parikrama. And Nityananda took young Jiva Goswami, teenager, young teenager, Jiva Goswami. I don't recall how old, but he was young. Hare Krishna.
Maybe same age, Maharaj.
Yes, I'm thinking similar at least. We have to say
Similar age.
Hare Krishna. And fit guru and fit disciple. Put the two together, wonderful things happen. And as Gurudev says, now and again when he's talking about guru, but the guru must be perfect. And this we must also keep in mind. We must be very careful, keep our eyes open, that everywhere we're getting some direction, but we must be also careful. And this is why it's so, our carefulness can come to the lotus feet of Gurudev and Guru Maharaj, and there we can be careless. Because there is it's like not certified, that sounds terrible, but there is the certain pure devotee, the perfect guru, the perfect teachers, and more than perfect, perfect more than perfect. How supremely gracious and how supremely generous, as well as giving, the correct guidance appropriate to time, place, and circumstance, to individuals and to sections and to all of the devotees, and especially time, place, and circumstance, Kali Yuga. What are we to do? So the general call, but also the specifically personal guidance for so many devotees who came to them. Hare Krishna. And so Jiva Goswami, young boy being taken by Nityananda Prabhu, and also at that time, many of the associates of Mahaprabhu in Navadip, they were still there, and they are meeting with those associates, headed by Mother Sachi. Amazing. And not only that, Mother Sachi cooked, offered to the Shalagram Shila, the family deity, and then offered to Nityananda and to Jiva Goswami, and one or two associates who were with them. But it wasn't a big gathering. It was Mahaprabhu, it was Nityananda and Jiva Goswami, and then sometimes we hear somebody else is with them. Hare Krishna. Rasarati Didi, good to see you. Got up early to be in the Zoom here. But she does get up early. She's a good example. Gets up early and chanting rounds early in the morning before Mangalati. This is very healthy for us all. And those of you who are coming to Thailand, it's such a perfect place to be outside and to chant japa together at the temple in the rice fields there. It's a very best way to start the day. We can chant japa before sunrise and be in the warm nature. Here now outside, it's chilly nature before Mangalati. Hare Krishna. Govinda. And good to see all of you, by the way. I mean, all of you one by one coming through. And Vrindavaneshri, I'm always amazed. In the middle of the night, you're able to join us. I truly take my hat off to you, as the British say. Hare Krishna. And today, next week, the Lord willing, then this time more or less we'll be heading off to the airport. Oh no, I'll be here for the back to basics. Yes. So after back to basics, we'll be heading off to the airport next week, heading to Thailand, to the gathering of devotees in the East. Here we are constantly by the grace of the Lord, in gatherings of devotees here in the West, but this gives some opportunity in the East, and to have some Eastern flavor, to be in Thailand for the festival. And after all, Srila Gurudev, he said, which is the best country in the world? I have been everywhere. I have seen the world. Which is the best country? Thailand, by far, Gurudev saying. So, Krishna's, by the grace of the devotees, by the grace of Paramananda Prabhu, then Krishna has given us an opportunity to have a suitable environment for coming together, practicing Krishna consciousness in an Eastern environment, where there is still in the village areas, in the countryside, so much, honor for dharma and duty and spiritual life, etc.
And the first guest just arrived. Guess
Keshavananda.
who he is?
Keshavananda. I know he was coming there. Is he already at the farm, or he's in Bangkok?
Should be at the farm by now, Maharaj. And consistently, he is the first guest for all these years.
Very good. Good for him. And he was there with and guiding Radha Sundari and other devotees. I'm not sure how many devotees are there.
Raja Sundari.
Yes, Raja Sundari, excuse me. Yes. He was guiding them, their group on the pilgrimage. So they were under guidance. And now he went and he sent, by the way, a very beautiful clip of parikrama. And he took me on parikrama, as it were, but in his heart and on his phone, around Gopinath in Jaipur, that sweet temple that we go to. So he was very kind. He's very kind, always sharing little bits and pieces. So
it's a magical place, Maharaj.
Yes.
Even though I have strong sahaja tendencies, and I'm not even qualified. I'm not sure if I'm even qualified for that. But every time you go to that temple, it just sucks you in, and you just don't want to leave. You're ready to just lay down on the floor, wait for Mangalarati, then stay to the whole day, hopefully do something, and just repeat it again and again. There's something really magical about that place.
So there we are, dear devotees, evidence that it's from the heart of the devotees that we're able to go nicely on parikrama. Hare Krishna. Govinda. And the first time I went to Jaipur was 1974 or 1975. And really it has changed since then. Not the temple. Oh, well, the temple, yes, some development, no doubt. But the town, it was a quiet town. Now very, very, quiet in the sense of vehicles. Now it's a very much a horn town. Beep, 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 beep. On the outside. But of course, Jaipur, the spiritual side, Krishna himself took shelter in Jaipur. How about that? So we have to think Jaipur is a special place.
And speaking of cars, there is this temple and there are murals on the wall. There's one above the entrance, supposed to be high up, where the deity, the most worshipable deity, is placed. And there's this Rolls Royce from the early 20th century. Our Lord and his beloved sitting on the back, and Lalita Sakhi driving it. Speaking of cars,
Is this?
I will send you the photo. It's one of those small Vaishnava temples that seemingly unknown, but it's just caught our eyes, myself and Keshavananda, quite a few.
The world is full of surprises.
That was the best thing they could give to the Lord then, the Rolls Royce car, so why not?
Hare Krishna. And Priyanana Didi, who is with you today?
Yeah, Dandavat, this is Katya Maharaj. She is our, you can introduce yourself.
I'm from St. Petersburg, and I don't know how I introduce myself. I'm a painter.
Okay, beautiful.
She's coming to the temple and stays here and helps a lot. And she makes beautiful pictures with pencils.
Yeah, with pencils and acrylics.
Portraits. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's an artist and makes the portraits of the devotees and the guests.
Yeah.
All right.
Hare
Well,
Krishna.
just heard of some art there in Jaipur of the 1920s Rolls Royce, Krishna in the back, and Lalita Saki driving. So maybe not to imitate such art, but still, the artists are able to share moods with people too. That's why poetry is art of sound, and art is art. And Krishna, why do artists also make like landscape pictures? They're also drawing out that moment of sweetness from the heart, of like the landscape. But Krishna, he's the best artist, because the artists are copying Krishna, if you like. They're capturing, they're showing the wonder of Krishna's art.
Yeah.
Anyway, beautiful. So dear devotees, come back into the gallery view so I can see everybody. So all of you, and I saw Sarasi Romani in Salt Lake City, one of our new family members, and she's there. And we're happy to have you with us, and also in the Zooms from that side of the world. Anu Krishna also, I take my hat off to you that you are able to be there in the middle of the night. And it looks to me like you're in a bright place, but Vrindavaneshri, she always gives me the impression of night. It's late in the night there. When you're in your little office space, in your home. All right, and in Thailand we do have Kamala, and in India, Radha Sundari, in California, not California, Florida, Dana. Dana, we're always waiting for when you will be able to meet the devotees. And I think Krishna must give you that chance soon. And Savitri in Switzerland, just nearby. Oh, not in Switzerland, yes, in Switzerland, just nearby. Yes, yes, sorry. Okay, so dear devotees, and Rupanuga going somewhere, he's always going somewhere in his car. Anutama, she's there at home, and in wherever she is, she's got the devotees in her heart. And Chintamani on her way to India, tomorrow going to India, I think 4th of October. All right. And to all of you, and to those at the Bhakti Fest, and to Ganga Leela, to all of you, my humble obeisances to Vishnu Prabhu, and to Seva Rupa Devidasi. If I've missed anyone, please do excuse. And we're here to serve happily together, and our devotees who are on the Facebook, everybody together. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. And Jai Shila Gurudev ki Jai, Jai Shila Guru Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Shila Prabhupada ki Jai, Jai Bhagavan Shila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai, and our whole Sri Rupanuga Guru Bhaga ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. Have a good week in service. We'll see you 3 days' time.
Jai Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj ki Jai.
In 3 days' time, we will meet up with you all again soon. Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol.